The month of February is Black History Month, and for Golden Valley's Rose McGee, it's an opportunity to bring that history into Minnesota kitchens, classrooms, and even more spaces through the power of a certain pie. It's been a few years since we talked with Rose, so Sammy went today to pay her a visit.
Giving comfort.
We're making sweet potato pie.
The pie has a long history of it.
Yeah, so in our culture of Black families, the sweet potato pie, as far as I'm concerned, is the sacred dessert of our dessert.
Rose McGee started her nonprofit, Sweet Potato Comfort Pie, when solace was hard to find.
The project began when I went to Ferguson, Missouri in 2014 after the murder of young Michael Brown.
She gave them out to people struggling and kept doing it.
Then came the killings in Pittsburgh. And right here, Jamar Clark, Philando Castile, and certainly, as everyone knows, Mr. George Floyd.
Now she teaches people how to make them
Get the potatoes mashed a little bit.
and uses the dessert as a catalyst for conversations around racial justice, equality, and of course, providing comfort. Today, she's teaching staff and students at Minneapolis Public Schools for Black History Month.
It's one of those foods that became popularized in this country during enslavement. And certainly that goes back to being able to get things that weren't expensive to make.
Rose says that's the story that got passed down. Enslaved people said the sweet potato reminded them of yami or yams back in Africa.
It moves me deeply on several levels.
The recipe calls for spices, eggs, sweet potatoes,
It's exciting that we're able to pass it on,
and the end result, a comforting slice of history.
pass on this tradition.
Sammy Solina, KARE 11 News.
And of course, Jana, it's delicious. We
Yeah.
got one to the newsroom and just a Minnesota slice left. It was out there for not too long.
Gosh, well, yeah, Minnesota always will leave one piece. I remember Rose 11 years ago when she made those journeys to those cities to bake the pie, and it just was one of those simple comforts that it's fascinating. It's still going.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think everyone just can relate to, having that dessert passed on from maybe a mom or a grandma, grandpa, and there is something special about it.